And then Victor, he came back to Geneva, but he just couldn't even think about starting his work again because he was so scared of what the monster might do. He felt a bit better, but then he'd get these super duper sad feelings. And his dad, he saw it and got all worried. So Victor, he just wanted to be all by himself, out on the big lake for days and days. He'd just watch the fluffy clouds float by and listen to the water go splash, splash, all alone. Wow. So Victor's dad, he asked him why he was still so sad. He wondered if maybe Victor didn't want to marry Elizabeth anymore, or if he liked someone new. But Victor, he said, no, I love Elizabeth so much. But deep down, he was really scared of getting married right away because he made this huge promise to someone and he just couldn't break it no matter what. Victor really wanted to go to England, saying it was for science. But it was for a secret promise, you see. His dad was so happy Victor wanted to do science again, he said yes, right away. And with Elizabeth, they even got Henry Clerval to go along. Victor was a bit like, no more being alone. But then he also thought, maybe it's good because my thoughts were getting super duper wild. Victor was getting ready for his big journey, but oh boy, he was so scared the monster might get his family while he was gone. But then he remembered the most amazing thing. The monster promised to follow him so his family would be safe. He said a super sad, quiet goodbye to Elizabeth, who looked really worried, and then he was off, thinking all those gloomy thoughts on his way. So Victor finally got to Strasbourg, and guess who he met? Henry Clerval! And wow, they were so different. Henry was just bubbling with happiness, pointing at everything. Look, Victor, the sky is changing colors, he'd say, all excited about the pretty trees and the clouds. But Victor, he just looked sad, stuck in his own gloomy thoughts, and couldn't even see how amazing it all was. Oh my goodness, they were still on their incredible journey down the super pretty Rhine River. Henry was just bursting with joy, saying how the beautiful nature was even better than Switzerland. And even Victor, who was usually so gloomy, felt a tiny bit peaceful, just gazing at the big clear sky. But then Victor thought about Henry's pure, happy spirit, and he got a really sad feeling, remembering the awful thing that would happen to his friend later. It's just so unfair. Wow! We kept going from Cologne all through the flat lands of Holland, but the wind was so tricky we had to travel by post-chaise. Then, from Rotterdam, we got on a big ship, and on a super clear December morning, Victor and Clerval finally arrived in England. It was amazing. We saw the bright white cliffs of Britain, and then all the pointy tops of London, like St. Paul's and the Tower. So many. Guess what? Victor and Henry are in London. Henry is super excited, wanting to meet all the cleverest people and help with big adventures all the way in India. But Victor, he's got a big secret promise he has to keep, and he's still quiet and sad, only looking for clues for his mysterious, important work. He's even started gathering all sorts of strange things for his new creation, and it looks like it's a really tough job. Guess what? After being in London for months and months, Victor and Clerval got this amazing invitation from a friend way up in Scotland. Clerval was so excited to go even further north to Perth, and even Victor, who's usually a bit grumpy about people, agreed because he really wanted to see all the incredible nature again. So they planned this super cool trip through all the prettiest spots in England, hoping to reach Scotland by July, where Victor secretly decided he'd finally finish his big work all alone. Victor and Clerval left London and went to Windsor. They spent days in this amazing, beautiful forest. It sounds so cool. Then they went to Oxford, and Victor thought about all the old stories there, like how they were super loyal to King Charles III. Clerval loved all the history and pretty sights, but Victor, Oh, he was still sad, thinking about all the bad stuff and what was coming, like a sad, broken tree. Wow! We kept going and got to Matlock. It was like a tiny Switzerland, all mountains and pretty views, just smaller. But then Henry said Chamonix, and Victor got super sad and scared all of a sudden, so we had to leave right away. We spent 2 whole months in Cumberland and Westmoreland, and Victor started to feel a bit better there, like he knew the land. Henry was having the best time ever, just loving everything. But Victor was still so worried about that scary promise, always looking for letters from his family. Wow, they got to Edinburgh. Clerval just loved looking at everything, but Victor, he just wanted to hurry up and finish their trip. After only a week, they went to Perth to see their friend, but Victor wasn't in the mood for company at all. He told Clerval he wanted to explore Scotland all by himself for a month or 2 to find peace and quiet to finish his super important task. Henry was kinda sad, but he said okay, just making Victor promise to write him lots, 'cause he really, really liked being with him. So, Victor said goodbye to Clerval, and he decided he had to find a super secret, faraway place in Scotland to finish his amazing work. And guess what? He picked this tiny island way up north in the Orkneys. Just a lonely, rocky place always getting splashed by big waves with only 5 poor people living there. He found an old, empty little hut, got it fixed up, and then he started working all by himself because he just knew the monster was still out there, maybe even watching him. Okay, so Victor, he's all by himself, right? And every morning he's doing this super weird and kind of yucky creation thing. But get this, he's not even excited like before. It makes his heart feel all sick and squishy because he hates it. He gets so fidgety and scared sometimes he can't even go into his lab for days, always worried the first monster will show up. And even though he's almost done, it just makes him feel super, super sad and worried about what's gonna happen next.